this. And then the sound is like also hella high.
Making me ever find true balance.
Alright, that should be good. God, that's really awkward. Alright, that seems to be fine now. Okay, so I have to coach this Ezreal, so Dorian Blade, I don't even know his masteries. It doesn't let me see his champion bar, so I can't really tell what his stats are. So it's a mirror matchup, so this is a blind pick game to support Fiddle. It's probably one of like the worst things that he can be matched up against. Oops. Window capture, properties, league, not the client. Okay, there you go. Okay, so usually the jungler would start here, but since he's starting up here, he can end up walking wherever he want. You can do this cheesy ass fucking strategy to, like, you know, when they leash the jungler here, walk down through here, and then they just get wrecked because the first thing they're gonna do is walk straight through the lane, and it's gonna be pretty awkward. An awkward trade for your opponents because they'll never expect you to hide in this bush. But you don't know that these guys are starting here, so the trade is like you're probably just not gonna trade overall. What they also don't know is that this team, the blue team, can also choose to invade this part of the jungle. Oh, I have my music on, but I should probably turn that off to avoid copyright. They can invade through this jungle, so there's nobody guarding your jungle. So that's really bad for your side because if nobody's guarding your jungle. You're gonna have problems. Your jungler is gonna have problems, especially when it's an early game jungler. Is he going? Is he warding? Is he actually responding to what I just said? Okay, so this is I actually don't know what this ward serves. Like, I don't think it really has a purpose, to be honest. But like, you're not really good. This is actually one of like the worst wards I've seen all day. Like, that ward serves almost no purpose. Okay, so let's watch how this lane plays out. So you want to hit level 2 first because you can get your gap closer, and you notice that Fiddle's choosing to harass rather than anything else. So sit back behind your minions so that the things don't like bounce around. Now 9 minions grant you level 2, so you want to kill them all as fast as possible. So use your Mystic Shot to increase your chances of killing the minions. Bard is pretty good at harassing himself, so like you can probably throw in a Q on Ezreal once every now and then. Now these guys are level 2, so you usually want to like back up, and like the lane's already doing that. You're taking too much aggro, and you don't want to like kite the minions when you're taking that much aggro. It's really bad. Like okay, Bard heals you, but you're gonna have to pop a pot. So yeah, you lost your potion already. This guy started a different build. He started fucking longsword with 2 health potions and a mana potion, so he's gonna have more sustain, but overall his DPS is like really low because this overall provides better stats. You get the 3% lifesteal. That's nice sustain in lane. You get flat health, which is really good, and you also get you don't get as much attack damage if you choose longsword, or if you don't get as much attack damage as a longsword, but with this he's already chunked down to half, like with just an E, an auto, and a Q combo from the regular Ezreal, and he's like fine. His only issue is that he's using his mana really poorly. You want to keep your mana above 50% because if he ever gets ganked, he has to use his Arcane Shift, which costs a fucking 90 mana. Look at this. He only has 343 mana. If he uses Arcane Shift right now, which he did earlier to trade, it's kind of bad to trade with Arcane Shift. What the fuck? He uses Arcane Shift to trade, which costs like 9 out of 36 is like 25% of your mana just to fucking trade. So it's really awkward. And he traded again. Now, if he gets caught or ganked right now, he would be in the worst situation. From my view, I can see that Wukong is coming, but from like a regular person's view, you wouldn't see that Wukong is coming. Around this time is around the time that a jungler wants to gank. They usually gank top or they gank bot, depending on what route they started. You don't know what route the bot lane started because you kind of like started on your side. Like, you usually want to have a ward like right here to determine if, oh, is the jungler coming? I should play safe. Is the jungler not coming? Okay, maybe I can keep the lane in the middle. If the jungler's coming, let's let the lane push this way, push in the direction it's pushing now, because you know the blue team is pushing towards red team, which means that the red team is in a safe position. It's hard for a jungler on the red side to get a gank off. Whoa, what the fuck? I just skipped through the end. Wow, that was really bad. I fucking hate this program sometimes. Okay. Where were we? They weren't 6 yet. They made a okay, I gotta back up like really far. Okay, he took a bad trade, I need to know why. It's like the lane is always like stay. Okay, that's where we just at. He just got first blood and that's it. Okay. Q. Oh my god. You need to prioritize the cannon minions above any other minion because they give the most gold. It's equivalent to about two and a half mage minions or about two melee minions. So it's really valuable in terms of gold. Now you don't want to drag it to your ally who's recalling. Then again, the first thing you can argue is that Bard is recalling in an unsafe position. The second thing is that you're not supposed to drag fiddlesticks bouncing crows to your allies in the first place because that's just rude. Okay. Big deal. No, it's just a fear, so that's no big deal. Use your abilities to last hit. Chain it with your autos too. 2 hits for... Okay, so he's using his Arcane Shift to trade a lot. This is actually costing him the ability to last hit under tower. Now, okay, so right here. Hang on. Is he dead? He burns his heal. Grabs 2 of those. Okay. I'm going to back up and play that in slow motion. See exactly what he did wrong right there. Okay, first he Arcane Shifts, one of his only 2 methods of escaping a fight. Then he uses his Q in an attempt to trade or last hit. First of all, this minion didn't die. He threw out his Q straight on the back line, and that was a complete chaos. That was just really bad. Now, second thing that happens is his minions are getting destroyed by Ezreal, the enemy Ezreal. Okay, Bard misses his Q, no big deal. Okay, he didn't miss it, he landed. Doesn't matter because right here is bad. He steps. Not only does he step out of tower range, but he's basically to these mage minions. Early game mage minions, you know, they deal a lot of damage, and with the little armor and HP that you have, you're not going to be able to take on a sustained fight with mage minions. So I'm gonna open up paint. So what you want to know is right here, brushes. You're outside. When you're outside of tower range, you're not the tower. This means that, you know, the tower is not going to be targeting either the mage minions, the fiddlesticks, or the Ezreal. So instead of engaging on an Ezreal here, you're basically asking to die right here because Fiddle already used his fear earlier, which means that it was on cooldown, but by the time that all this action took place, it's up. So what does he have? He has a fear. Does he run ignite? No, he does not. But he does run exhaust, which, you know, decreases your chances of escape. So he's got an exhaust. Now, he has more mana than our Ezreal does. Now, knowing that Ez's Arcane Shift is down, so what resources does Ezreal have? So he has his flash, he has his E, and he has his Mystic Shot. What does the opponent Ezreal have? A Q, an E, and also a Mystic Shot. What does the Fiddle have? The Fear, which is his Fear, his E, and his W, and also his own Flash. So this should be a Q. Now, what resources have we expended? We've lost the E, so we've lost one escape method. The alternative answer if he gets caught is to expend this, all because he stood out of tower range. Now, what can the opponent Ezreal do to guarantee that he gets a kill here? First of all, he can land his E. Second, he can land his Q. Third, assuming that everyone takes all their abilities at 3 or 4, he can land his W for the little extra damage. But we also have to make sure that this silence goes off to guarantee that he doesn't burn. Like if Ezreal uses a flash to escape, that means that their chances of getting a kill decrease. But if he silences Ezreal, the chances of, you know, our Ezreal over here, his chances of escaping are slimmer because, you know, he has no flash. He does have the option to heal though, which, you know, that makes it harder for him to be killed because the amount of health that you get from heal is higher than that you get from barrier, and because you're not running ignite, instead you're running exhaust, the chances of, you know, you killing him is decreased dramatically. You do have a gap closer above him, so you have the ability to trade. Right here, it's okay to just fight. Like, you don't have to kill him, but you can just beat the shit out of him because it forces him to play at a different style. You know, if you chunk him down, if you take away 400 HP, and he has 100 HP and, like, pretty much pitiful mana, he has no way to escape, and, you know, you guys wait till later, and you can just shoot him a few times and he's done. Alright, let's get back to it. Oh, and also what I was saying about these two minions is just, you know, they provide the extra damage that is necessary. So he lands the Q, he lands the Fear. He does level up W, so you know that he has 2 points in Q, 1 point in W, 1 point in E by general deduction skills. The next thing that Fiddle should do is cast his Fear. Thing is, it's 65 mana. Okay, he has enough, so he should be walking up. He already did cast his Fear. Whoops. He should already have casted his Silence right after. Perfect. Lands it. Luckily, the bounce is not gonna kill him. Like, it's really fucking close. Right here, if you see that the crow is bouncing to you, run away from your ally, because if it bounces back to you, you're dead. So he's forced to burn one summoner spell. These guys should keep a track on it. And see these two decide to back because okay, we don't want to dive this because, you know, the tower might kill us. And Bard might throw, I don't know, his Cosmic Binding and like stun us under tower, which would cause problems. They don't want to tower dive, that's fine. So he lost a heal. Alright, so he's going to have to play the lane differently. A manaless and very low health Ezreal without heal, only has flash, and doesn't have enough mana to cast Arcane Shift to escape. The most reasonable thing to do is sit right here at this little... Oh god. So you're supposed to sit right here and just last it under tower. Even further if you could. But instead, you decide to take the greed route. And here we go. Gets feared. I would not be surprised if he dies here because it's completely deserved for a mistake that he made. Okay, exhaust goes down, so he's forced to flash. Now he has no summoners. If a gank comes from mid lane, top lane, like a TP, or the jungler, he's guaranteed dead. Okay, he's dead. Now he has 5 minutes to, he has 5 minutes to realize his mistakes because now he has no flash. He should play differently. He's a creep wave and a half down from the opponent Ezreal, and he has purchased Tear. He also switched to Scrying Orb. This isn't a bad idea because, you know, he can use the Scrying Orb to scout, but Scrying Orb so early when he doesn't even have an item is not the best idea. The game looks a little different, lol. Tear is fine. Tear is like a mandatory item that you need on Ezreal. You just always buy Tear because it builds into Manamune, which is one of the current core items for that the meta calls for. He also purchased a pink ore. That's just a nice thing to do. It's like, wow, you're very helpful, Ezreal. Thanks for buying a ward for me, XD. Alright, now he doesn't know that Yasuo's there because you don't have vision on him. To make it easier on me, maybe I should just change the vision to red side only. So you see that Akali is in trouble, you should probably go help him. But the alternative thing is that, okay, so there's 3 people here. What can I do as Ezreal? Well, I'm not level 6, which means that I don't have my ult. I have a point in W, that's fine. I'm not level 6, I'm level 5. What can I do? I have no summoner, so if I get caught by, what do they have? Fiddle, Yasuo, level 5 Yasuo specifically, and a Wukong. What can these 3 do? Well, I don't know if Yasuo has all the summoners, but he can deal a lot of damage if he just lands on me. And since I have no escape, it's probably going to be really bad if I get caught in that team fight. What can Fiddle do to me? Well, he's got a fear and a silence, so if I get caught, I can't escape. What can Wukong do to me? Well, he can gap close, so if I get caught by the other 2 team members, there's no way I can escape someone who's on me, and if I do manage to flash away, all he has to do is press E and I'm screwed. Now, if I, Ezreal, decide to join the fight, it's going to end up bad for me. So the best what's the best option for me? Push the lane out and last hit. Because being behind, you don't want to set yourself farther behind by taking this big risk right here. The other theory is that to come back from being behind is you should take risks, but sometimes those risks aren't worth it. So the best thing you can do right here is just sit back and last hit. Because this fight is already going to be disengaged itself. Like, it's just kind of obvious that the moment that these two saw that they're outnumbered and outclassed by the opponent's damage, they decide to not do not engage further. So that's good. And it's really making me cringe every single time that he fucking takes he last hits with his E. Like, it's not necessary to last hit with your E. Or use your Arcane Shift in general. Like, under tower it's fine, like once every now and then, but that's because you're under tower and you're like probably shifting to a position that's like still guarantees that you're safe. So on our map we see that the blue team killed the dragon. Now he decides to walk there. He's probably deciding to ward right here. That's not a bad idea, but you knew that they were, but if you actually looked at the map and paid attention, you knew that they were right there just now. So the best thing to do is as soon as you push this wave, you should have just like sat here and like did nothing. Like, it's okay to do nothing because it guarantees that you're not gonna like fucking walk into a position in which you're gonna die. So right here there's a chance that he might die, but manaless Fiddle, nothing you can do. So he's fine. He's also got 3 in a row of Bard healing, so he could just pop all 3 instead of wasting his potions, because potions are really important during trades. Pick all of them up. One more. No. You want to be at full HP. Well, it doesn't really matter because the lane's gonna, like, these guys haven't decided to recall. They've got so much gold in their inventory, but they haven't decided to recall yet. Okay, Cosmic Binding goes off. You want this bush to be warded at all times so you know where Fiddle is. The threat of being an invisible Fiddle is very dangerous. At any point, he could just come out with a Darude Crowstorm and take you out. Or not take you out, but more like put you farther behind because of all the damage that it does such early game. Plus the fear, and then like just you're like walking in circles and you have no way to control yourself and you're just like on top of it. Okay, decides to Q that. That's fine. Okay, Cosmic Binding misses, so you play differently. Just last hit. It's okay. No, he's using his Arcane Shift to trade again. Now both Ezreals have low mana. This is a good opportunity to realize that since you're 6, you can decide to use your ult to push the lane and pressure Ezreal more, because Ezreal has not decided back. Okay, so Darude Crowstorm comes out. This is where warding it comes down, okay? I think that's called, what is this called? Yeah, Tempered Fate. Okay, so Tempered Fate comes down, protects the Ezreal. Darude Crowstorm no longer deals damage, so he has to back. Okay, so what happened here was because you have no vision, you have the threat of Fiddlesticks coming to ult, so you shouldn't be aggressive when that kind of stuff happens. There's no reason to, you know, be aggressive when you know that Fiddle has an ult. Like, he's low mana, so he's not going to be able to drop all his utility down. Like, he's not going to be able to fear you, silence you, and throw his full chain CC on you. But just the threat of his ulti dealing a lot of damage to you, and you just use your Arcane Shift for no reason, is still a problem that you have to do your best to avoid. Because you don't want to give kills to an already fed Ezreal. I mean, you're 500 gold down, but that 500 gold is worth of probably a boot in terms of items, or a Doran blade, probably another longsword, things that matter. Okay, so he's going to ward, and Bard is going to just harass. Which is fine. What is he doing? He should have just walked back into the lane. Yeah, the minion followed him, but that doesn't matter. Just walk back into the lane. There wasn't a ward in there or anything. Just walk back into the lane, man. Alright. So he's walking. So he's low on mana because he uses his Arcane Shift like an idiot a lot. So what you want to do instead is just not do that. Okay, Magical Journey, not necessary. Fiddles can die right here, but he has the ability to flash. You don't know if he has flash or not, so just chase him down until you can get it. Okay, Mystic Shot, beautiful. Alright. Back into action. You've killed somebody, and the opponent Ezreal is back. What do you do next? Well, we know that Dragon just came down because they took it earlier. So what I can do instead is push the lane, because what this does is, see how this tower is last hitting all the minions? Ezreal decided not to cast his ult in a straight line and kill all the red minions, because that would not only give him a chance to get all the gold back, but also give him a chance to protect his tower, because all this damage just came from the tower and he lost all that gold by not ulting the lane. Now this Ezreal decides to go Manamune first. That's not a bad item. In fact, that's actually the first item you want to get. Same thing for here. Manamune provides the correct DPS, the necessary DPS with all the mana and stuff like that you need with in the current meta, because when you get Last Whisper, you kind of just like shred through their health with the mana that you have. It's really, really effective as an item. Okay, so laners seem to be even on CS for some reason. That's probably because the opponent lost all his creeps by not deciding to ult. Don't use your W to harass. It costs too much mana. Like, just use it during skirmishes when it comes to jungler ganks, because you want to boost your jungler's attack speed. Okay, he's using his Arcane Shift as a method of... Okay. He's using his Arcane Shift as a method of escape rather than a method of defense. Like, I mean, he's using it as an offensive tool instead of a defensive tool. Not a good idea. And here's what happens. As a consequence, that's his own fault. He like dug his own grave right there, because he doesn't have the Arcane Shift to be able to avoid it. You also don't know the cooldown of Fiddle ult. You just have to keep in mind that Fiddle does have an ult, and you shouldn't fight unless you know his ult is down, or you have vision of the fact that he's okay. Maybe he's in this bush. Maybe he's gonna ult. It's extremely common for Fiddles to activate their ult the moment that they enter the bush, because that's like where they're the safest. You know, they can't be seen, so they're gonna just think, okay, it's time to ult. Yeah, it's okay. Like, what he's doing is he's getting his tier up. It's, like, perfectly normal. At least just shoot it, you know, in a straight line instead of, like, turning it. It just looks awkward. Okay, he's using his Arcane Shift offensively, and it's not really a good idea, because right there, if a Fear came off correctly from Fiddle, that probably would have been a lot of damage that he just, like, would have lost. Now, I kind of skipped forward, and I'm pretty sure that his team carried him, but like all these mechanical errors are really frustrating to watch. But it can all be fixed by simply just not pressing the fucking E button. And it's good that he's also maxing E second, because the cooldown is shorter, because the whole point of it is to escape sooner. Especially realizing that Ezreal's passive makes your other cooldowns go lower. So he's one of the best at kiting, especially if you have a lot of cooldown. Okay, Garen came in for a gank. That's pretty solid. Huh, a Fear. Well, Fiddles is dead. Just, this is where you would use your W to speed up your allies. You completely missed the W. That's fantastic. Okay, that's a guaranteed kill. Good. Push the lane. Good. This is where you... Okay, so you used your ult earlier, but, you'd want to speed up your ally... What the fuck, Bard? You want to speed up your ally so that he can attack faster, so, you know, because it helps push the lane faster. If you're attacking more, you're pushing faster. Common, it's like a 1-for-1. Okay. Okay, really? Great. Okay. Hit the tower like once, twice, 3 times. But then you really want to go back and get your mana immune so you can start stacking it sooner and you get some more damage in your kit. You really want to like leave. My God. Let me guess. He's gonna use his Arcane Shift in the wrong way. Does he even know that he's there? Well, he's safe because he's got Bard to assist him. Oh my God, he was standing there the entire time and he didn't decide to back. That's actually not a good idea to... Okay. Huh. Good job on Ezreal's part. Enemy Ezreal's part. So first thing is that, okay, I was expecting him to use the Arcane Shift because of how of his consistent pattern of using the Arcane Shift, you know, poorly. So he used it to get into range of Wukong, because like if he knew that he knew Wukong was here the entire time for at least, let me count exactly how long. Like he counted a lot of autos. So back. Okay, so he's here. He's pushing the tower. Yeah, it's great that you're pushing the tower, but the moment that Wukong, like he came into vision right there. The moment that he came into vision, shit. Okay, what's gonna happen? Well, Ezreal's not in lane, and I just killed Fiddle, which means that Ezreal's probably walking his ass back to lane, which means that it's a 2v1 on me. I got Bard coming, but Wukong's closer. I should probably run myself to Bard, because if I can get to Bard, he you know, can magical journey him this way, take the long path, and that's a guaranteed escape route. Okay, so now I'm gonna count. So at 15:30. So exactly how long does he? How long until Wukong starts making his escape? Go. Okay, so 15:36. So he had 6 seconds of knowledge, at least 6 seconds of knowledge that Wukong was next to him, and then he decides that after, you know, like if you count like the walking here, maybe it's like another 3 seconds. So he had almost 10 seconds of knowledge that Wukong was there. 10 full auto attacks, realizing that at least like between 6 to 10 auto attacks of Wukong being right next to you the entire time. But then, okay, so Cosmic Binding, great. The problem is, what are you going to do after? Like, you have to have a Tempered Fate in order to save him. That's not going to be enough, because Tempered Fate would stop Wukong, which would grant enough time for Ezreal to escape. So he's going to Arcane Shift. Now, look at the motion of the Arcane Shift. The best thing to do would have been to Arcane Shift this way, because it puts you closer to... Okay, let me print screen this. Because if you Arcane Shift, he was standing here. If he Arcane Shifts... If you just parallel movement, like, right? If you Arcane Shift this way, it's the safest path. Because, okay, so first he was it was like right here, he's walking here, and then Arcane shifts this way. So if he was here, and if he just walked this way, and he Arcane shifts this way, like this, if he Arcane shifted this way, right? What this does is he's farther away from Wukong. It means Wukong has to walk farther in order to like get here and then gap close onto him. So he's taking the wrong pattern of movement because he's guaranteeing his own death by not only walking diagonal, but he's getting closer to Bard. But Bard's job was to just try to like slow Wukong down. So it takes longer for Ezreal to or it takes longer for Wukong to get to Ezreal. So if Ezreal goes this way and Arcane shifts from here to here, right? Let's just say this is by theory. Yeah, you can get to the tower sooner, but not only that, but he would have to commit even more time to get to you. And at the same time, Bard is slowing him or stunning him because he stunned him. So he's stuck here for an extra like what, few seconds. So that's really good on Bard's part, but it's really poor on Ezreal's part. The thing is, like, you can argue that, okay, I should probably hug my support, get right next to him. But by being here, you're also within range of your support, because you have a range like this big white circle I'm drawing around Bard and this white circle I'm drawing right here. If these two white circles overlap, that's great. That's fine. They call it like the Venn diagram. As long as you're in position of the Venn diagram with your support, you're basically in a position in which if they decide to engage on you, you guys can just walk towards each other, and then you have the threat of being close to each other, and that's gonna psychologically affect your opponent. Now, example right here and here, they're too far away from each other, so just them not being close enough means like, fuck, he's too far away from me, I can't do anything, I'm not sure if he has my back or not. Now he decides to, not only does he decide to stop, because like there's cast times and everything, that little like 0.10, 0.3, 0.5 whatever seconds for cast time of W to deal pitiful damage, because this thing costs more mana. For some reason he chose that instead of Mystic Shot, because Mystic Shot actually lowers the cooldown of other spells like I don't know, Arcane Shift. But he decides to Essence Flux the Wukong, and that's that half second of delay grants Wukong one step closer to killing Ezreal, and that's bad. Then bada bing bada boom, double hit, double kill onto Ezreal. Great. Now I advise building against Brutalizer. The next item that you want to build for Ezreal is Blade of the Ruin King. The fact that if you get chased by people like Garen, Xinjiao, and Akali, you want to use Blade of the Ruin King to escape from them by granting yourself the extra move speed necessary to run away from them. Plus the lifesteal and the on-hit effect damage helps with your Mystic Shot. It's kind of like a chain. It's really, really effective. And then after that, the itemization goes towards Trinity Force for the power spike, the mid-game power spike, which is what Ezreal is most known for. And then Ionian Boots, of course, for the cooldowns. And finally, topping off the game with Last Whisper, as well as a Mercurial Scimitar or a Banshee's Veil for the defensive aspect. So that's usually the general 6-item build that everyone tends to repeat. Ghost, because Brutalizer only builds the Ghost Blade, so it's not as worth on Ezreal, because he's not a heavily auto attack based champion. Okay, Xinjiao comes here. That's guaranteed kill. Magical Journey, stun him. Okay, missed the stun. Chances of the kill happening are very low. Tempered Fate, really? Chances of the kill happening are rather increased now because Fiddle decided to stand still. Good. Okay, Ezreal decides to Arcane Shift towards his tower. Something called a good decision, because that's what we use an escape for, to escape to safety. You don't escape to like kill people. Shit. Okay. What should have been done here is he should have walked the other way. Like the person diving should have been Xinjiao, because Xinjiao has more HP. But I'm pretty sure that because of the damage, sometimes tower bugs out, but he's gonna get targeted by tower right now. Okay, never mind. He decides to back out right out of tower range. This grants Xinjiao the ability to go in. Ezreal is guaranteed to be dead. Okay, never mind. He used his summoner spells perfectly, but that's a Mystic Shot, right? It's an auto. Okay, Wukong. Oh dear. Now, if you react fast enough, right now is the time to disengage. There is a chance that you are not going to be able to get the kill. He Essence Flux, the enemy Ezreal Essence Flux. That's not a good decision by him. Okay, so he decides to go in. Doesn't look like he's ulting. Mystic Shot comes out from Ezreal. It's gonna kill him. Okay. He healed too. That's really sad. Oh. Really? Really, Wukong? Oh, that's probably why. Okay, so by arcane shifting this way instead of over the wall, the most obvious one was to be over the wall because Wukong already burned his flash to get a pitiful ult on you. He just flash ult. That's why I said really, because if you respond by simply arcane shifting over the wall, what can Ezreal do? Nothing. There's like absolutely nothing that he can do. And by getting over the wall, you're also standing next to Bard. So if Bard decides to use his magical journey, like let's say he didn't use it during that fight or whatever, if he uses his magical journey, he would just simply get out by going over the wall. Like magical journey right here would guarantee that he just goes over the dragon and easily escapes to safety. All because he decided to arcane shift one direction. And arcane shift's range is actually a lot bigger than flash. So you have a chance you actually can make it over the wall. Sometimes if you're not lucky and you accidentally click poorly, you might just bump into the wall and that's just on you. But most of the time you should be able to jump over that wall because arcane shift's range is actually rather large. At this point, it's really nice to farm. He's really under farmed. If you actually get between 8 to 10 CS per minute, you should have between like I don't know. You should have at least 100 by now. But by not CSing very well, it just delays your item spikes by however many CS. It's really important that you start CSing, and it's very easy to CS on Ezreal simply because he has the ability to last hit very well with Arcane Shift and Q. Or not Arcane Shift, not just the Q auto Q chain damage. Fuck, can't speak today. I'm not saying it's wrong to use your Arcane Shift to trade. It's just that you're doing it so frequently that you have to tempered fate though. So he's deciding to build Sheen next. Sheen isn't really an optimal item second. Like, you get the burst and everything, which is why he was able to trade with Ezreal so effectively, but in the long run, you have to constantly cast spells in order to do it, and you only have so many spells to cast. You have to auto, you have to Q with the empowered Sheen, and then you have to auto, then you have to wait for a little bit because Sheen doesn't like constantly stack to get another Arcane Shift coming out. That's the second stack. Then afterwards you can Essence Flux to get the next stack, etc, etc. You just have to really time yourself effectively when it comes to using the Sheen, which is why in the later sense when you just get Triforce, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be casting spells within the rough timer of the Sheen. Because right now the reason why I'm saying Sheen is not an optimal item is because he has no lifesteal and he's getting his ass like wrecked a lot. He's poorly trading. This Ezreal's poorly trading. He's poorly kiting the Wukong. So it's better to just get the Blade of the Rune King right away because not only the lifesteal and the attack speed, but also because the healing factor is very nice. The runaway factor, not the healing factor, the lifesteal, like the kiting factor, the active. And again, here's where another Blade of the Rune King active or Bilgewater Cutlass. It's oh my god, oh my god, oh my goodness. I'm really surprised that red team like truly won this game based on what I'm seeing so far here. But I'm gonna back it up right here. So first of all, hey, you have flash. Oh my god, he has flash. Okay, okay, Arcane Shift. Good. He Arcane Shifts defensively. Excellent. Essence Flux. Terrible. Never, like, you really don't want to drop Essence Flux. Like, what Essence Flux used to do is lower the attack speed of the opponent, but in this circumstance, it's not really necessary to Essence Flux, because while people do skill it up for that you know, that extra little damage, most people, like, the highest win rate on Ezreal, like, those people who have the higher win rate on Ezreal know how to play Ezreal. They don't usually skill up W, and I realize this because W is usually used to speed up allies who really needed it. For the people who needed it here would be Xin Zhao if he ganked more, and probably Garen if he tends to auto attack a lot. Otherwise, it's not really reasonable to skill up W, and you know, it costs a lot of mana for the damage it does. I mean, Mystic Shot does more for less. I mean, you're gonna pick Mystic Shot over it. And Arcane Shift, you know, the cooldown goes down the cooldown goes down as you level it more, so you have more escapes, you have more damage with Arcane Shift if you actually decide to Arcane Shift inwards to, like, you know, 1v1 somebody. But Essence Flux there, you know, it's all it is if you actually run away in Essence Flux, all it is just, you know, you're increasing your death timer by whatever the cast time is. So Tornado misses, great. Mystic Shot, okay, he's attempting to lower it down, but I really would have just straight up ran more, because now with those two spells being cast, it's just, you know, increasing his chances of death. He gets stabbed, he gets dashed on, he gets autoed, he has to forcibly heals, crit, well, 225 plus and 181 crit, you know, he just lost 40 HP, a net total of 40 HP. He oh my god, okay, so this is where he flashes. He autos again, right? Now, no, he Mystic Shots again. Now this does help him, that's fine, that's great. But he flashed in a straight line. Now, let me tell you why this specifically is bad. I discussed this in a coaching video with another player, on a Morgana video. You should look it up there. It's called a choke. So right here is a thin line. There's no way in hell that he can escape. So now when Yasuo throws his fucking tornado, right? He throws his Havagi tornado in a straight line. All he has to do is throw it in a straight line. There's no other direction he can do it in, right? He throws in a straight, like, normal response is he throws in a straight line. One, to get this fucking Xin Zhao off of him. Two, well, what if he hits this? It's great. So he's gonna throw it in a straight line. How in the world are you gonna escape that? You don't have Arcane Shift. It's barely coming off cooldown, I'll tell you that. But you're probably not gonna react fast enough to it, because you just flashed over there thinking that you're safe, and you're probably, like, right-clicking right here. You're inputting commands right here to barely move, but, you know, I drew a poor line. Maybe I should draw it straight up like this. Or covers up that area, like, right? So he doesn't have enough reaction time to, you know, react to the tornado coming in. Alternatively, just flash right here. This means that he would have to throw the tornado this way. So the tornado is going this way. And, you know, then your Arcane Shift would, you know, you can just Arcane Shift back over here, so guarantee that it misses. But not only that, but, you know, this guy might not get hit by it. So let's play the clip out. I'm gonna slow it down. Okay, so Yasuo gets Xin Zhao will get hit by it, probably because he's melee range and it's point blank. But because this tornado is so freaking, you know, it's a straight line, and it's probably, the hitbox is probably thick on it. He gets hit by it. He backs out to, you know, he still takes a tower shot, disengages from the tower, lets the tower re-aggro onto here. Really smart play by disengaging right there. He probably didn't think about it, but that's actually one of the smartest plays. So by going it, look, the tower shot's already firing on the minion. This is why Yasuo doesn't die so fast. One tower shot on the minion. Tower shot stops, realizes Yasuo is damaging him at the last minute, then goes on Yasuo. Then he flashes out, guarantees that he's alive. Takes 2 tower shots. Again, minion aggro onto the tower. Tower switches onto the minion. Fiddlesticks goes in. Tower shot fires on the minion. Fiddlestick takes no damage. Damage goes on to Fiddle, because Fiddle's the first damage tick to go on to Xin Zhao. And then tower goes on him. Yasuo's not getting hit. Tornado comes out. Boom. Double kill. Great play by Yasuo. Capitalizing and punishing the mistakes of the opponent, as well as the MVP minion who tanked 2 tower shots for the overall play. And I'm seriously still surprised that the blue team is losing this. Yasuo can easily carry this game if he, well, gets a good knockup. Also, if he actually gets static shiv and IE. Okay, let's speed this up. Alt tab. Okay, so he's rushing. What the hell is this? What is this being built into? I'll figure it out later. I'm actually not sure. I don't know. Like, I really don't know what a second sapphire crystal can be built into. Okay, he Qs. Ezreal ult comes down, that's fine. You usually want to do that. That's okay because, you know, guarantee a kill. This grants Akali a reset. That's great. He hits a clone. Meh, that doesn't really matter. Are they really gonna fall for it? They actually fell for it. I mean, he just used his clone here, which means his clone is down. Come on, common sense. So he flashed over the wall. Is Akali chasing? No, she's not. Somebody in the bush. Maybe you should do something called Scrying Orb. This is what one of the effective things of Scrying Orb is, that it gives not only does it give vision of inside the bush, but it gives vision of champions too. Like it gives them temporary true vision, excluding this excludes invisible units, of course. Again, with the essence flux, like you really don't. It's like the skill being he's just casting it to cast spells more likely. That's what it looks like from what I'm seeing. He's not casting it as a method of dealing, not only dealing damage but also assisting his assisting himself by hitting his allies. Because if he hits his allies, he grants them attack speed, which gives him stacks of his passive, which, you know, rising spell force gives him more speed. Really, a flash on Garen? Speed up, Garen! Oh my god. Yeah, Garen's gonna carry. So I'm guessing the reason they win is probably because of Garen and Akali. No assists on Akali. Huh, funny. Wow, nice ult on enemy Ezreal part. If he hit the minion wave, everything, this tower wouldn't be under the pressure that it's under. What's with people using essence flux like this? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I should probably just advise in general, just sell it. Oh my god. Yeah, there you go. That's an essence flux. Like, I should probably just advise skilling up Essence Flux in general, because people just use it to use the spell. It's like, it's not a Mystic Shot. They're not the same thing. If it were Mystic Shot, then it would be named Mystic Shot, Arcane Shift, True Shot, Barrage. But if it's called Essence Flux for a reason. Like, shoot, it's unique. It's a W skill for a reason. It's not a Q. It's a W. You don't just use it like a Q. It costs a lot of mana. Great. Well, at least he's not getting caught. But because he used Arcane Shift there, well, he's not able to reposition himself. He gets caught right now in a team fight. Rude Crowstone coming in. Nice play by Fiddlesticks. A lot of damage coming out. He's going to get killed because he doesn't have Zhonya's. But he's probably going to have enough money for his Zhonya's now. 600 gold. That's pretty smart. Ezreal did nothing in that team fight. Like, or not in that specific instance. I'm going to backspace it. See exactly what he did. One more time. Okay. Let's slow it down too. Okay, so action happening. Wukong comes in. Wukong comes with the ult. Beautiful Tempered Fate. Stops the channel. Delays the channel time. Ezreal does one Mystic Shot on nothing. Doesn't hit anything. Doesn't hit Jace. It seems to target the Tempered Fate targets. That absolutely does nothing. So you should pay attention to that. So that's very interesting. Gonna play it again. Okay, so he gets one auto off, and then, you know, Xinjiao takes the kill. That's fine. He helped in a kill. I was wrong. He didn't actually do, you know, nothing. The Essence Fluxes in the wrong direction. He seems to want to target Fiddle. Instead, I think you should Essence Flux your team. Because you might, like, you know, if they're on somebody, you might actually hit somebody instead. I don't think you should Essence Flux Ezreal, because Fiddlesticks, because that honestly doesn't do anything. Okay, backs off away from Fiddle. That's fine. Q. It's not on cooldown. Q. What are you scared of? He has no health. Q. Oh, okay, never mind. He's still not queuing. Okay, so he walks out, does nothing. This is the part where I noticed. Okay, now he queues. Okay, now he has a. Wait, no. Fuck. All right, well, I need to back up to an earlier team fight because I fucking pressed J instead of P. My fingers. Okay, here we go. This is exactly where we're at. Backspace it a little. And lock camera on Ezreal. The hell? Did you really skip over it or something? Yeah, here we. Is this it? Fiddle just died, Ezreal just died. Yeah, that should be the right time. Garen going in hard. Guaranteed kill. Probably 1v2. Like, just boost Garen's attack speed, because he's gonna be the reason you win this game, and like realize that you can't carry because like your ability to just not know the things. Oh, just finish your recall. What was the point? Really, he wants to harass? Oh my god. Wow, so great.
Yes. Pink ward. Are you serious? Iceborne Gauntlet. He rushed it second. Okay, the blue build on Ezreal's fine. Why? Let's find out. Who can get on him? Fiddle, Wukong, Yasuo. It's great. But once they get on him, can he really escape? No, he can't. So what's the point? Why don't you just deal damage? So the best option is just to deal damage. In all honesty. He should have just chosen the Triforce. If he committed to it, just finish it. Did not expect it. They have a lot of AD. I still didn't expect it. Because it's not a common item that you see. Why? He Arcane Shift in. Yeah, this is his own fault. It's his own retribution. It's his payment for his sins. It's just god awful. Arcane Shift in, not out. Apparently that's what his name is. Abanob X is more of like Arcane Shift in. X is like probably the representation of his fucking death. Maybe X is a Roman numeral for 10 because that's how many times he's at least Arcane Shifted inwards instead of outwards. Pour your resources towards Garen by simply just like sticking next to him. Like he's gonna be in the front line most of the time because he's very, very durable. He's very, very fast, and with his W, he's very, very hard to kill. So by committing your resources to Garen, you not only increase your chances of winning, but you also increase your chances of living. Because if they're dead, you know, and you're standing next to Garen, he's gonna tank all the damage for you. So if they're on Garen, they're not on you. So if they're on you and they're not on Garen, then Garen, while he is like he has no hard CC, he just has a silence, but he doesn't have a stun to peel for you or anything. That's barred. You can kill this. Arcane, yeah, good. Essence Flux and the Arcane Shift, of course. What do I expect less? No, of course not. Auto. Nice Tempered Fate. Really? It's fine. Blade of the Rude King is like the necessary item right here. Okay, he's just pushing the lane. Alright, where's the Arcane Shift coming? Over the wall. Over the... Now he burned Flash too, of course. He's dead. Or should be, theoretically. Yep. Reason why you go... Okay, so he has Flash, so right? So, over here, they can't get to him. Keeps going. Flash over wall, if necessary. And he's done! He just walks straight up here, and gets into here, and he's done. There's no way they can do anything in response. All because he made that choice. Like, just one choice can guarantee that he lives. You know, not feed the enemy anymore. Whatever gold he's worth. Like, whatever little gold that he's worth. This Ezreal's dead. Just left him for a shit kill. Or the bush. The bush. Or do something. Like, do something useful. Jesus Christ. Of course people don't switch out to Sweeper. Gosh. Yeah, since Fox comes down, that's probably just going to go straight down to mid lane. Yeah, it misses. That's fine. It usually, like, you know, it's kind of, it's just like, if you're lucky, you kind of Arcane Shift it, or you ulti, and if you land it, you land it. If you don't land it, oh well. Like, you can't really blame him. Like, he shot from across the fucking base. Like it's kind of hard to land. Huh. Didn't really say anything for improvement right there. I guess you could have just Arcane Shifted for the fucking damage, but there's a chance that he Arcane Shifts the wrong way and the wind wall bounces onto it, you know? So, you could have just blocked it and overall it's fine. I'm pretty sure he had faith in his team. He did the faith modem, like, that I was talking about. Like, he had faith in his team, like, oh, Akali, I'm pretty sure you got this, right? Akali counters, Akali's, you know, just as strong as, Yasuo. Pretty sure you got this, right, dude? Nope. Okay, he pinged Dragon. Okay, Scrying Orb, fine. Attack the dragon. Attack the dragon. Attack the dragon. Never mind. Decided to do this instead. Garen gets over. Now he Arcane Shifts in, and he's not going to be in range. But if he gets caught right here, he can't Arcane Shift out. Okay, misses Q. That's bad. Auto. Stop canceling your auto, okay? Arcane Shift over wall. No! Wait. Not dead yet. Very close. Arcane Shift. Arcane Shift over wall. No, actually, no, this is fine. That's fine. Alright, Kite, Q! 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 No, because he can't make it over the wall. Like, Arcane right here, like, oh, I didn't just walk up and do it. He probably wouldn't have made it. So, Arcane Shift. You can also Q the Scuttle Crab, because if you're afraid of anything else, you can Q the Scuttle Crab because, you know, he's up there. And if you also don't know, if you Q and then E, you cancel the animation time for, because when he casts E, he does like a little dance. If you Q before you E, you kind of cancel that little dance, and you just you know, blink, and it's a little bit quicker. But that little, like, you know, 0.5, 0.25, 0.5 point, like whatever, that decimal of a second, you know, it does help. These little fractions of a second are really, like, they add up. Like if you counted his Essence Flux's early game and the fact that he's not canceling his animation with his Q, it's probably equate to, like, I don't know, 4 seconds total. I just a random assumption, 4 or 5 up to 10 seconds total of him just, like, you know, running, and like could have escaped theoretically. Wow. Yeah, you gotta ward sooner. That's you know, that's natural. Like, oh, he's gonna Arcane Shift over wall. Yeah, 1v4. She's so fed. Wow, why would you reveal yourself, you twit? Well, now she can't escape. Get the dragon, help him out, what the hell? You can get this bot farm after. Ult it, for God's sakes. Like, oh man. You want to push this lane out, because if you get the side lanes rolling and you start sieging mid, the opponent team has to respond to the aggression. Really? He just ulted to push the to get the kill on dragon. Oh my god. And as a consequence, he's committing more time to, you know, doing this. He's got his mirror mana. Don't turn on the mirror mana until a team fight happens. If you're close to a team fight, activate it and start fighting, throwing your Qs and shit, because that poke is gonna help them out. Otherwise, leave it off, because you're gonna lose a lot of mana. Right now he has it off, that's fine. As he's walking... Of course he Arcane Shifts. Of course he Arcane Shifts. Activate the mirror mana. It's up. Good. Attack. Attack. Retard activates the fucking... He starts clicking on the... Oh. He starts clicking on the magical journey. It's probably a misclick, but you know what? Misclick or not, you clicked on the magical journey. Good place by... I guess it would be a good place by Bard. It's kind of funny to laugh at, actually. Yes! Push this lane. Good. Turn off your mirror mana so you don't lose all your mana. Now, it doesn't work under tower, so just leave it off and start autoing the tower. Okay. Right here, I would still leave it off, because, you know, you might hit the minions and you might lose the you might waste mana. Turn it off. There's no point. There's no... Oh, great. He's gonna lose a lot of mana. Yeah, just leave it off. W the... Oh, great. Okay, so he Arcane Shifts away. No, you want to Arcane Shift up. The reason why he Arcane Shifts up is he's still relevant to the team fight afterwards. By Arcane Shifting in the reverse direction, you make Fiddle still be in range to, you know, if he flashes on you, he'd still be in range. Now you have no escape. Okay. Well, you have no critical escape, I mean by flash. It's fine. His heal is up in a few seconds. Just sit back and kite. This is where you turn on your mirror mana and, like, you know, you can sit back and shoot it. Dead. Yep. Like, simply, like, these two are simply the only reason that they'll be in the game. That's also important. If you're really low on HP and there's like an enemy with a global ult that can kill you from across the map, keep an eye out on like, just move your screen down. Like if I'm standing right there, I would move my screen down. If I see a rocket, I'm gonna move to the side, you know, because I know it's gonna come. And if it's coming towards base, you know, like as soon as you recall, like, you know, those people that get that like 420 no blaze it like scope from across the map, they just like shoot it towards the recall because by the time they recall, kaboom, it's gonna hit. Just as soon as you recall, start spam clicking like right here, so you know you avoid it right away. And the only thing you can't avoid is if your ally, you know, gets hit by it and the impact kills you, because you know the thing it's an AOE rocket, it does a lot of damage too. What? Speed up Akali. What do you... Okay, like... Really? You don't hit minions either, just... Really? Okay, he already built the last Whisper. I'm not against that. They have a 2 or 3 frontliners that can cause problems to Ezreal. So you know, last Whisper piercing through their armor. It's not a bad idea, especially when you get like also a Fiddle. You know, Zhonya's and shit. It's really strong. What I am against though is that he's not utilizing. Okay, so Iceborne. The thing with Iceborne is that he has to be able to be really confident in his Ezreal. Because you're gonna have to not only land your Qs, but like consistently throw out autos. And in this case, yeah, he'll land his Qs, but he's arcane shifting in. Because the whole point of Iceborne is it's a defensive kiter item. That's why blue build Ezreal is really effective. You can kite forward and you can kite backward. He's probably thinking, oh, maybe I could just use my arcane shift a lot. This is probably why I'm so used to it. Maybe because this guy plays a lot of blue Ezreal that he's constantly using his arcane shift offensively. And that's not the right mentality. Ezreals fluctuate in playstyles. This is where you use your arcane shift defensively, of course. But you know, once you get like I said earlier, I mentioned it earlier. 100% sure I mentioned it earlier. Once you get caught, it's very hard for you to get out. If he knocks you up, Yasuo goes on you, you're fucking screwed because you know you're knocked in the air for so long that you have no chance to respond with a flash or an arcane shift. You can respond with the heal, which he did. You know, to guarantee that he lived a little longer, maybe that he can endure all their damage to pop his arcane shift and everything. But he also can't. He also had to factor in the animation time, which you can cancel out with your Q. Why? What the fuck is this guy's like problem? He's also building wrong, but I can't really comment on him because like he's also playing pretty poorly too. Like he's doing things. There are things he's doing right, and there are things he's doing wrong. But I'm paying attention more to our Ezreal because that's who I was assigned. So right now the best thing. Okay, so he's building Blade of the Ruined King now. That's the correct thought. It's good. It's good to build Blade of the Ruined King. Like he didn't neglect the item, but he just built it out of order. So. After Blade of the Ruined King, you usually want the Trinity Force because the damage from it is pretty good. Okay, let's keep our eyes out on him. 7 minutes, and then blue team wins the game. I mean, red team wins the game. This arcane shifting thing is never gonna change, is it? Alright, get to mid lane because you need to really help your team. At this point, if you're this strong, you should siege. Okay, red buff is fine too. But you really need to siege. Fubuki-sama. Blizzard. Lord Blizzard. Alright, dragon's up. Let's take it. Just help Xin Zhao out. Xin Zhao is also being a really a big factor too. He's not building Devourer, but instead he's building like damage and tank at the same time. And he's 6-6 and 10, but like he's helped a lot in team fights. You know, he can kill people. Nice. Oh yeah, Ionian Boots of Lucidity. With that, with 5% CDR in your masteries, that should give you about 30%, if I'm not mistaken. 10 from Iceborne, 15 from cooldown boots, and 5% from masteries. Yeah, that's 30. Then blue buff gives you 40. Great. Good. Okay, that wasn't actually bad. Like he's using his arcane shift defensively. That's the first thing that you have to notice. Is he changing his pattern of attack? Second, he has to use his Q more often, but the thing is that the wind wall blocked one of his Qs and his autos, which means that he doesn't get the cooldown reduction, which means that his chances of kiting are lowered. So that's fine. The only thing that I would ask him to change is that he moves in between his autos, because you know you have the ability to actually dodge his Q, the Yasuo Q, because the Yasuo Q is not a a point and click ability. It is a very close melee range skill shot. And albeit, you know, a very small chance that you dodge it, still you got to take that chance because moving while you attack, you know, you cancel animations for your autos, you can get farther away. You know, you might buy yourself enough time to escape. What he's doing right now is just defending the base. I mean, like, I can't really say anything against that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with defending your fucking base, because, you know, if you lose your base, bad things happen. Okay, he's finished his Blade of the Ruin King. Now this guarantees that he should not die in theory in team fights if he gets caught. In the first place, he shouldn't be caught, because if he's, you know, sitting in the backline properly next to Bard, he is able to kite more effectively. Because, you know, if you're farther back, it means it's harder for them to get to you, and then by the time they get to you, like let's say Wukong E's in, you just react simply by Eing backwards, like right away. You just keep your eyes on your opponent while you're shooting at them. And the most obvious target is, you know, Wukong, because he's the most important to get onto you. But also keep in mind Yasuo's there too. But Yasuo's probably going to be dealing with other people like Akali, because Akali is going to be the one, the biggest threat. They just, like, the rule is simple: just ping ward, kill Akali, and they pretty much win. The second threat is Garen, because, you know, he's also a frontline. He built IE, and, like, you know, he's hella beefy with you know, that Warmogs right there, and Paranduins. Holy shit, that's very scary to deal with. But, you know, you can deal with them after you deal with the back line. You deal with one of the biggest factors, the front line, and then if you kill Garen and Akali, it's kind of harder for them to win the fight. But, you know, Ezreal can still deal damage if he lands his stuff. Now he's out of mana, and he didn't activate Mirror Mana. He probably just used a lot of his abilities, but keep in mind, like, during team fights, turn it on. And if you're close to a team fight, also turn it on, because you might forget to turn it on. Last item, Mercurial Scimitar, probably. Otherwise, BT. Team's just gonna win, like, straight up right now. Alright, so right there, the win wall. He kite behind it, which he kited behind it, which is fine. Yeah, and that's game. That's pretty much, I think, all I can cover. Most important thing is using your escapes as a defensive mechanism. Also, itemizing correctly against a team. Realizing that, like, yeah, you have the kite factor with, you have the ability to kite someone with using Iceborne Gauntlet, but the thing is, if you get caught, do you think you can kite them if you get caught? Well, no, because you're not going to survive as soon as you get caught. Because, you know, they have the all-in potential. As soon as this guy lands his stuff, this guy's going to go in, and, like, this guy's going to go in, and it's over. So just use your escape to like generally use it defensively to avoid them, because this guy, all he's great at is just using his Arcane Shift offensively instead of defensively, and it's really frustrating to see an Ezreal do that, because it's not the right playstyle. Like, the only time you want to use your Arcane Shift offensively is if you know that you can actually, like, duel them, if you really need to chase, etc., etc. Like, you use it offensively because you want to go on the offense, not because you want to trade, not because you want to, like, get closer. Because if you want to get closer to a team fight, like, if they're all here and you're, like, back here and you really want to get closer, just walk there, because you want to make sure that you're safe, because you are a carry champion, and, you know, if the carry dies, it's bad. Okay, so that's all for this session. This has been your typical Diamond 5 Coach Vegematic, and you can follow me on Twitter at LOLVeggie. That's all I can teach for this session. I will see you guys next time.